What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Not Today. Sorry, Eddie, did I scare you?
No, a little bit. I was a little startled because I was looking over there.
Wake the fuck up, Eddie.
Hey, it's Eddie Pence.
And I'm Jen Sturger. Guys, you're doing it. Like
We're all doing it.
Our views are up. You guys are making our downloads go up. I'm so excited. You guys are sharing the show. You're getting the word out there. We are so grateful.
Yes.
Keep fucking doing it.
Yes, please.
Do whatever you're doing.
Please.
I don't care if it's just playing it on repeat for your cats at home. We just need the views.
We need the cats.
No, I am done. I'm done. I have enough cats.
You have enough cats now?
Yeah, I think I've reached my limit.
Well, how many currently do you have?
3.
You have 3. And you're good at 3?
That's the legal limit.
You were at 5 at one point, right? Or 4?
I've 4.
4.
Don't ever push me over that limit. Do you know there's actually a legal limit? 5 is the legal limit for cat ownership in Los Angeles.
That. Yeah.
But you can go over the limit as long as you register with the state.
Okay, so you have to have registered cats.
Yeah, that's like there's a cat, and you'll get an alert. Your neighbors get an alert. There's a cat lady living in
So
your
it's like a
neighborhood.
sexual predator. You have to go and introduce yourself to the neighbors.
Yeah,
Hi, I have
exactly.
7 cats.
Hey, sorry.
You won't be seeing me.
Oh, cool. They're doing maintenance
Oh, good.
outside.
Yard
That's
work.
going to be great for. That's going to be great for audio. Oh my god.
Well, that reminds me, yard work. We're decorating for Halloween, right?
What day is it? Is it?
Well, it's
Oh, yeah,
it's
okay,
into
it's
September.
That's
It's
fine.
Halloween time, right?
Yeah, CVS has been at it since 4th of July.
Well,
so I guess you
Costco's
can...
been at it since Easter.
Jesus. That's a real jarring experience walking.
Well, you
Easter
walk
Bunny?
in August 1st, you're like, fucking
Yeah.
skeleton? Jesus. Didn't want that.
Oh.
So we're we got the Ben out and we had like the Halloween decorations. And we don't really ever decorate for Halloween, but Colton I really want to decorate for Halloween this year. I'm like, all right, so I got the Ben
Where
out.
do you decorate?
That's
in
the
an
thing, is because
apartment?
we have an apartment.
You're not even like street facing.
No, we're not even street facing. So it's like you're internally decorating for Halloween. It's like it's a for you only decoration situation.
Oh.
It's like Christmas, but Halloween, which is weird.
Where did he get this idea from that he needed to decorate for
Well, when he
Halloween?
was little, we would put like little Halloween things.
jack-o'-lantern
Yeah,
out
little
and stuff
Halloween
like
stuff
that.
around the house. But like the last 5, 6, 8 years, I haven't done anything for Halloween other than help him make a costume.
Yeah. Which
But-
are always super elaborate.
We're doing Darth Vader this year.
Oh, really?
It's fucking balls to the wall.
Really?
Yeah.
Why does Colton always pick the thing that's going to weigh 30 pounds
I don't know.
to walk around
And
in?
he wants to wear this thing to school because they have a costume contest, which he's pissed because he was Indiana Jones last year
Oh.
and he lost. Because they specifically had a rule in the Halloween costume contest at North Hollywood High, no masks allowed. You could not cover your face.
Okay.
The guy that fucking won fucking covered his face. Had a huge, it was like a Sonic the Hedgehog, or no, I forgot what, it was a big, a Pokemon character or something, had a full headgear thing on.
I hate it here.
Yeah, and he won, and Colt was pissed.
He's like, you broke the rules.
And he's like, fuck it, we're doing Darth Vader this year because we have the Darth Vader helmet. And I'm like, all right.
You know he's getting sent home from school.
He probably will. And I don't know how he's going to wear the thing because there's so many, my buddy's 3D printing all the plastic pieces. And
Well, at least it won't be super heavy.
No, it won't be heavy, but it's a lot.
Because what costume? It was the Mandalorian. The
Yeah.
Mandalorian
Well, Boba
is,
Fett.
Yeah, Boba Fett is heavy.
Boba Fett was heavy because this one's going to be close to it, but it's just so much. And I don't know how he's going to wear it to school and take it off and
granted,
put it back on.
he's also been playing football and weightlifting,
Yeah.
so he's in arguably better shape
Yeah, but he's
to
still-
wear a 35-pound costume.
Right. But taking it off for full practice, and where do you put your Darth Vader costume
Oh, man.
when you're trying to
What if he gets out and he's like, oh, fuck, wrong helmet?
I'm just going to force choke these dudes off the line. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Anyway, we were decorating for Halloween, and it got me sad because when I was growing up, I had a house and a yard. I did. My parents did, and I lived in their house with their yard.
Mhm.
And I would love to decorate. I made a little cemetery, and I made it a thing. So when you came and trick or treated, it was cool.
Yeah.
And I've never had a chance to do that with Colton because we live in an apartment.
Well, there's actually, do you remember this? I love Halloween. And I had a ton of Halloween decorations, not when we were in the apartment, but when
Yeah.
we moved into the house.
Yeah.
Because I finally had space
Yeah.
for it. And people were actually going to see it. But when you live in an apartment building, you're literally only decorating
For
for the people
yourself.
that exactly, either for yourself
Yeah.
or the 30 people that live in your building,
Yeah.
unless it's a huge complex. But we both live in smaller
Yeah.
complexes back in the day. I don't I don't have the same space that I used to when I had the house.
Well, yeah, you had your Addams Family room, which was cool.
It was not an Addams Family. Look, there was a room. We all have that one room in your house.
Yeah.
That you're like, I don't know what the fuck to do with this space.
Yeah, so you made it a seance room.
To be fair,
to summon the spirits.
that place was haunted. And I'm not just talking about my divorce. That place was haunted. Like, there were things that went on in that house that I was like, oh, I should have saged this a little bit better.
We saged it. I saged it.
You smudged it. You didn't sage it.
I was tongue-in-cheeking it when I was doing it.
Yeah, exactly. What were you saying? What were you saying?
I was doing lyrics to some rap song. I forgot what it was.
Waving the sage around the house. Because when we did our first radio show there in the new house, we were talking about like weird stuff that had happened during the move-in. Like there was stuff that was carved into the walls and things like that.
Yeah.
That the
like a
realtor,
pentagram or something.
Yeah, the realtor was like, I have no idea how that got there, but it happened in between.
Well, we think the previous owners went in and like because the one kid was upset the house was being sold.
Yeah, the one kid was very upset that his.
So he drew a giant pentagram on the wall.
Yeah, and like threats. You know what I mean? Like something in not English that was obviously not great.
Yes.
It was like this is the beginning of every horror movie ever. Where it's like you move in and the house is haunted.
Yeah. Well, I remember because Tracy told me, she's like, because she was there showing you guys when you guys walked in, you saw it. And then like you looked at it, you went, nope. And then you walked right out of the house. And Tracy was like, oh, they're going to not want this house now.
Yeah. But it was we'd already closed.
Yeah, it was too late.
It was too late. Like it was no returns at that point, you know?
Nope.
So our first radio show in our old house, the table that all of our radio equipment was on, that like all the tech stuff was on, the expensive pieces.
Yeah.
The thing that held the whole show together.
Yeah, the show went into that, and then from out of that, it went out to the world. So everything was there.
It collapsed.
Which was weird because it was one of those folding tables where the legs fold out, right?
Yeah.
So the legs literally had to fold in, and then the table to collapse.
Yeah. And I mean, we have a great clip of it somewhere.
Yes.
Where one of us, who was no longer with the show,
yes,
had a very...
He screamed, "Oh my God.
Oh my God."
And we're all just staring, like, what happened? And then Bumblebee, our tech guy,
like caught it.
Well, his legs caught the whole table, and he was like, "Can someone help me?" Like we were sitting there just staring, and like the whole weight of the show literally was on his legs.
So, anyways, I think the thing with like when you're decorating for other holidays is like one, storage space. Where are you going to keep it all?
Mm-hmm.
And two, like it's expensive.
Yeah.
So, like, did you go out and buy new stuff?
No, I haven't bought anything. This is just stuff we'd collected over the years. And we had literally had 3 bins of Halloween stuff. And I was like, I opened it, I'm like, we got rid of a bunch of stuff. And so I combined it all down to 1 bin now. But it's still just like, it was just sad decorating the inside of an apartment for Halloween.
So, question.
Yeah. How
would you feel about having an Addams Family room in your house for Halloween? Because I definitely may have 3 crates of Halloween.
No.
I have as many crates of Halloween decorations as I do Christmas.
Really?
Yeah.
Because you had a bunch of Christmas shit.
That's my personality in a nutshell.
Christmas, Halloween?
Christmas,
you are
Halloween.
Nightmare Before Christmas.
I am. I absolutely am. Because that's when my birthday is. In between the two.
There you go.
That's
no, I don't want your decorations.
Why?
Because we don't have the room. No.
But I'm saving you money.
Wait. I'm not buying
back.
anymore.
You can give them back to me. Like I want them back. I'm
We're
just letting
good.
you borrow them.
Have you been to my apartment lately? It is wall to wall, treetop tall, full of shit.
You should do like a Star Wars Halloween theme.
Oh, I wish.
What did that even look like?
I don't know.
I know there was the Christmas, but they never made a Halloween Star Wars?
No, they didn't.
I guess they don't celebrate on other planets.
I guess not.
In galaxies far, far away.
Well, they actually have ghosts. They have Force ghosts.
Do you remember, what was your neighborhood like when you were growing up? Like, was there like a house that kind of like went overboard with decorations?
We didn't have anybody.
Like for Halloween?
We didn't have anybody that went crazy.
My neighborhood did. But like
we had just like standard decorations.
No, my neighborhood, I kept saying my family. My neighborhood had houses that people would build like makeshift haunted houses in their front lawn, or like jump scares to get to the door. Where I would literally.
Fuck that.
So one family put like a really bloody mask on a soccer ball.
No.
And it looked like they were rolling a bloody head down their roof.
No.
And it would fall down in front of the kids and the kids would just scatter. And And I was like, yep, I don't need a Kit Kat that bad.
No,
you know
no.
I mean?
I'll grab 2 at the next house.
I'm good.
I'm good. Not for your fun size candy.
Yeah, we can skip this one.
Yeah, this better be a full size candy bar house.
There is a neighborhood like that over in Toluca Lake.
Yeah.
They do great decorations.
There's some great ones over there.
Yeah, they do great decorations. I was like, you people have made it in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Because it's a production.
Yeah. I've seen it.
There's also a neighborhood, I don't know if you know of, like over in like Silver Lake or like Los Feliz, somewhere over there, where like a bunch of production people live, like set design, etc. Like for The Walking Dead and Game of Thrones. So like you go by their house and they have pieces of sets that they have clearly stolen sitting in their front lawn, just like take a picture, like enjoy the immersive experience, because you're literally sitting in props.
Yeah. Well, that was like they used to have this over in the valley. It was called Boney Island. Yeah, I know. But it was one of the Simpsons.
So many jokes.
I know.
So
I know.
jokes.
They're all there, and you can just grab one and take a bite. They're all so low hanging. But it was a Simpsons writer, and he had to live in a nice neighborhood, and he would turn it into like a little, almost like amusement park where you would walk around. There'd be different events and rides, not rides, but like mazes you go through and all sorts of stuff. And it was literally in this neighborhood, in this yard. And it was just, I think after a while, the neighbors like, fuck this. You're ruining like all of September and October. So he had to move it. Now I think they do it down. He moved it down to the Natural History Museum.
Oh.
Where the butterfly pavilion
They were
is.
like, you need permits
it's
for
like
this,
you can't do this in a yard anymore.
Was it free?
Yeah.
Oh, sick.
You just walk in. He had like a big fountain, and it was crazy. It was called Boney Island.
He definitely did not have an HOA.
No.
They'd be like, we need to talk about Boney Island.
First of all, branding. We need to work on the branding. So,
oh, man.
But yeah, anyway. Halloween should be exciting.
I mean,
I'll keep you posted on the Darth Vader costume.
Halloween's been exciting so far, because I gave Eddie a scare the other night, guys. So we should have started the show with this, but like we've had a week to decompress.
Yeah.
So I was at Halloween Horror Nights the other night, and my phone was like in my backpack or whatever.
Yeah.
And on Do Not Disturb, because I was like, I want to have a good time. I want to just forget about everything else right now, because it's expensive and you want to enjoy yourself. But I remember I got off Jurassic World and I just happened to look at my phone.
Yeah.
And I had all of these texts from people like, are you okay? I'm coming to find you. Like, Jen, please answer me. Are you okay? Yeah. What's happening? And I was like, what is this?
Right.
And it turns out there's some kind of feature on the iPhone that apparently my phone has a very easy shortcut to that sends out a broadcast signal to all your emergency contacts and tells them Chen has sent you an emergency ping, or like has shared their location with you and is in distress.
Yeah, and that's the only message that comes up, and then the location
of where you are.
Yeah.
And so the people that were fortunate enough to get this alert were my friend Stacy, my friend Cam, my parents at 1:30 in the morning.
I'm sure they like that.
And then
Tracy,
your wife.
Right.
Yes.
I'm not on the list, which was shocking. That's shocking to me that I'm not on that list.
I don't know why.
When I think I've known you longer than everyone else on that list.
Why? But I thought maybe it's because you were like, I thought you just Han
He's
Solo.
not good in a bad situation.
Maybe I was just like, you'd be like, she'll be fine.
She'll get through it.
She's got this.
She's lived through worse.
But I know Tracy, I guess I thought it was like, Tracy's a good, you think moms are usually better emergency contacts. You know what I mean? And God, that sound is going to be so annoying.
Someone's like shaving.
Keep going. Lower. She'll like it.
Makes it look bigger.
Anyways, though, one of the people that was texting me was Tracy.
Yeah, because
I had no idea what had happened, and then I saw that it had sent out these maps.
Yeah.
And did you not check the map?
Oh no, I wasn't. I didn't have control of the phone because again, didn't come to me. Went to Tracy. She's like, Jen needs help. I'm like, what? She's like, I just got a stress thing from her, and she just showed me the thing. I didn't hit on the map to see where it was. I just saw the text, and she's like, so I was like, all right, where is she? Text her and see if she's okay. And then so I started putting my shoes on,
and I finally texted her
and then
back.
you finally texted back,
and I was like, hey, I'm good. Dinosaurs didn't eat me. False alarm.
The raptor's been sequestered.
She's like, where are you? She's like, I was going to send Eddie to go find me. And I texted Eddie and I was like, well, I was like,
Isla Nublar?
That is such a deep cut. But the 5 people that know what that is are going to think
Isla Nublar in the T-Rex containment center.
Genius. I was like, I sent that from Predator Cove, man. The raptors got out again. Who knew? Who could have seen this coming? I was like, I told Tracy, I was like, you were going to be really mad when you guys found me and realized you had to pay $30 for parking to come look for me.
Son of a bitch.
But then again, I was like, if she had just sent you, you'd have been like, sorry, Tracy, haven't found her yet. I'm going to keep looking. I'm going to check The Simpsons right next.
You want anything from Krusty Burger?
But it got me thinking. I was like, when you're an adult, like, when you're a kid, you know who your emergency contacts are. They're usually your parents.
Yeah.
But when you're an adult, and especially when you're an adult who doesn't live near your parents, like,
who are they?
Who are your emergency contacts?
We go through that at the beginning of every school year. We have to fill out emergency contacts for Colton at school in case Tracy and I can't be reached.
Am I one of Colton's emergency
You are.
contacts?
You are. And then Tracy's friend Gia is another one. And both of you, because both of you live like very close to his school.
Yeah.
So if something happened, and then I think my friend John is another one because Colton knows John so well.
I'm glad I know this, just so that if I see like North Hollywood High, I don't screen the call.
Right. Active shooter.
Like, oh, fuck. I knew I didn't graduate high school. I felt it. I keep having dreams about it, you know?
Dude, I dropped him off the other day, early last week, and I'm driving home, and I get a text from another parent from a kid on the football team saying it's not going around the school yet, but the kids are talking about it. Apparently there was a shooter threat at the school, and my kid and another kid are going home, and I'm like halfway home after dropping him off. I'm like, what the fuck? What do I do?
That's every parent's worst nightmare now. Dude,
you literally have to like block it out of your head in order to let your kid go to school. Like you can't, otherwise you would just go insane. And so like I got home, I'm like, Tracy, they just said there's a possible active shooter threat. There wasn't an active shooter there, but there was a threat of a shooter. And then so I called the school, and they were aware of it. The police were going there, and they're like, we're not dismissing the kids. There's no immediate threat right now. And then she's like, you can bring your kid out if you want, or you can leave them. So I was texting Colton at the time, and Colton's like, yeah, we're all aware of it. There's no immediate danger right now. And so like you're going through this whole thing of like, do I go pick my kid up? Do I not pick him up? Do I leave? Like, what do you do? Like, you don't want to do that situation. And literally like 10 minutes later, it was announced a hoax. But like,
that's so scary.
It's fucking frightening.
I can't imagine.
It's frightening.
I can't imagine being a parent these days.
Yeah.
Because maybe it did happen, but the first school shooting I can obviously remember is Columbine.
Yeah, that's
what I
mean.
Like, I mean, there could have been some previously, but that was the first one where I was in high school when it happened. You were probably in college.
I was out here when it happened.
Oh, you were out here
already?
I was
99, I believe.
Mm. Yeah.
99.
I was a freshman in high school, and
I was at a Best Buy off Sepulveda.
I just remember being like, we have to worry about this now?
Yeah. Well, I didn't even think we had to worry about it because I found out about it because my friend and I were at Best Buy looking at video games, and someone came up to us, like a reporter came up to us from the local news and was like telling us about what just happened. And I guess they were trying to frame it as video games caused violence. Oh. They were already trying to put that out there as soon as it happened. And so they were like, do you think video games caused this?
You're like, Sonic had nothing to do with this.
Right. Like, it's just insane.
What?
It's insane.
No. Ugh.
But they were already trying to frame the video game thing from the immediate first thing. And like, it didn't even register like, oh, this is something that could happen. It was just, it felt like it was a one-off thing. Like this
It's crazy that they thought 8-bit video games and like the crappy technology that we had growing up.
Mid-90s video games.
Yeah.
Madden.
Yeah.
Madden's going to cause
that was going to cause that? No, absolutely not.
We didn't, this was pre Grand Theft Auto.
Pre-Grand Theft Auto, Call of Duty, all of that.
Right.
You know? But yeah, I remember that. I remember when I was like, oh, this is a legitimate thing we have to worry about. It's one of those core memories you have, you know? Because you never remember the good shit. No. You only remember the stuff that's terrifying.
Of course.
Because it leaves a deeper imprint.
But like, once we had a kid and we sent him to school, like, and because Colton was in preschool, he was in his first year of preschool when Sandy Hook happened. And I remember that hit me harder than
of course,
Columbine or any other shootings I had before that, because now I had a kid in school and I could feel like, oh, you felt that sense of vulnerability.
And the age of those kids,
same age.
Sandy Hook were, yeah, exactly.
And I was like in my head imagining a guy or a person going in there with a gun and doing that to all those. I'm like, how could you? And that one hit me. The Sandy Hook one hit me more than any one's previous that, because I could relate. And ever since then, it's like you just sort of live in this with blinders on going, it could happen, but it's the same as like, I could also get in a car crash and die if I'm driving a car. It's like you just sort of have to go about your life and sort of block it out in order to function. And that's what we have done since Colton's been in school, is just like we drop him off and just
pray for the best.
Okay. Like it's
Good
just
luck.
the way it is.
That's terrifying, though.
Because nothing in this country will ever change, because nothing changed after Sandy Hook.
But I think for parents, what's probably more terrifying is obviously schools have way more security now than they used to.
Yeah, everything's gated and locked up.
Yeah, it's harder to just walk onto a school ground. Yeah.
When I was a kid, you could just walk into the school.
Yeah.
And you could just walk right into the principal's office.
Exactly.
Like there was no locks.
Yeah.
It was just, everything was open. You just walk in. Now everything's gated or chained shut.
For sure. There's so many layers of protection now. But now I think the scarier thing is the kids are the ones bringing them in.
Yeah. It's not some weird dude you're worried about going into school. You're worried about another student.
Exactly. It's not a random. You're worried about another student.
And that's what Columbine was.
Whose parents aren't present. Exactly.
Yeah.
Whose parents aren't present. Whose, they don't have control over weapons that they have in their house. There's just so many factors. So Colton was okay with staying at school?
He was fine. But again, like, he's grown up with this. They've grown up with active shooter drills.
That is
They've grown up, like, we had earthquake drills.
What is an active shooter drill like?
They call it a lock-in drill or a lockdown drill. And they just basically, I think they lock the door and they just stay in place. Like, we had fire drills. We all walk outside.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, let's go back in. But like, they have these lockdown drills now.
Is there like a siren for it, or is it just a code they say over the internet?
I have no idea.
I mean, the intercom?
I think it's a code.
Wow.
But he's lived with it since like Sandy Hook happened when he was 4, and he's been in school since then. So they live with this. It's part of their life, which is sad.
I'm glad I was almost through school before this started becoming a real prevalent thing, just because I think it would have destroyed my young nervous system.
Yeah.
Like, I already was one of those kids that was just on high alert all the time.
Right.
And I think
how could you go to school?
Something would have put me over the
edge.
I
went to Virginia Tech, and I had been graduated for like 11 years by the time the Virginia Tech shooting happened, which was the largest one at the time. And we keep up on our numbers because of America. But at the time, it was the largest mass shooting, and that was at my college. And I knew where it happened. I'd been in those classrooms.
I think it's crazier when you're like, oh, I was there.
Yeah.
When you're like, I could have easily been there.
Yeah. I mean, I was 11 years removed, but I was in those classrooms.
When you're familiar with the place, at least for my brain, it's so much easier to been like, fuck, that could have been me.
Yeah.
Like, I'm aware of that.
Because you can picture yourself in the spot.
You can picture yourself there.
It's terrifying.
Your brain does that too?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought I was that.
No,
I thought I was special.
That's
in
not
that
autism. That's just.
You know what? Good to. I'm glad to know. I'm glad to know.
It's not autism with you.
Thank God. Some of it's just being a highly empathetic person, where it's just like, oh, this is too real. This is too real.
Yeah, if you've been there and you can picture yourself in it, it's just awful. But anyway, that was a fun topic.
No, listen, the people that are listening to this show, Eddie, they know they're going to get the gamut with us.
Yeah.
Because listen, it's real.
Yeah.
This is real life.
Yeah. School shootings was not on the rundown today.
It's not, but it's a good thing to know who your emergency contacts are.
Yeah.
It truly is.
I'm glad to know I'm not one of them.
Oh, no. I added you immediately.
Because I would have been the one coming to save you, not her.
Exactly. When I realized that Tracy was just like, Eddie, go do it. Go find her. I was like, oh, I should make Eddie the contact.
Probably.
What's crazy? My parents never even acknowledged it. Never even acknowledged it. So
not even the next morning.
Nope. Either my dad looked at the map and was like, oh, she's at Universal.
Right.
Or
wait.
I wrote, hey, just so you know, false alarm. So maybe they saw that and they were like, whatever.
Okay. Still, I would have gone like, what happened?
Exactly. You would have had questions.
Yeah.
But my parents are like,
yeah. Because we ask you, what happened?
Yeah,
like
exactly.
we saw it and you said false alarm. Like, what?
All my friends responded to the text. My parents, dead silence.
Well, that's how it ends.
No, but it's crazy because I grew up with parents that were like, they were like the gloom and doom parents that were like, especially because we grew up in Florida.
Yeah.
You know, and they were like, something bad's going to happen.
Oh,
Kids were getting snatched right and left in Florida.
Yeah, yeah.
You know? And so they were like.
That kid, the one kid, the guy, the dad did the TV show on forever.
Yeah.
That was in Florida, wasn't it?
That was in Florida. That was in
They found his head, the kid's head or something
Jesus,
like that.
Eddie. You don't have
That's all I remember.
Well, yeah, it was at a mall in Miami. But yeah, no, that was Walsh, the Walsh kid. Yeah, from America's Most Wanted.
Yeah, America's Most Wanted, the Walsh kid.
His hit, that happened there.
Yeah.
This is really,
that's all I remember from Florida.
This is really a Halloween episode. You know, but like my parents were always just like, don't talk to strangers. I think I told you one time they had a stranger come up to me and ask me, they said, hi, Jennifer, to let me know that me wearing my name necklace told strangers who I was and that I shouldn't just go with someone because they know my name. Like they would test me.
Right.
They wouldn't.
Like leave you in Mexico at the border.
Yeah.
Just tests.
Yeah. They're just like, it was like the Hunger Games, dude. Like my childhood was like an episode of Survivor where they would just drop me off and be like, let's see if she can figure this out. We'll watch her. It's fine. And they'll just watch me panic, you know? That said, I'm very good in case of an emergency.
Well, there you go.
Because I had no other choice but to adapt.
Yeah. Adapt or die.
But that said, I do make very dumb decisions sometimes, like I did the other night. Colton and Eddie actually may have kept me from being sex trafficked the other night.
Possibly.
Or at least kidnapped.
Possibly.
At least kidnapped.
Yes.
There was a situation that happened. Colton and Eddie came to a show that I was on because it was like all nerd humor. And I was like, Colton will enjoy this, you know?
And he loved it.
Yeah, because it's a bunch of nerds.
Tournament of
up,
Nerds.
Yeah, and
if you're ever in town,
debating each other. Don't tell everyone where I was.
Oh. You posted about it.
That's the problem. How am I supposed to post about shows if this is the result?
I don't know.
So people show up at this show, all men, not the whole audience, but like the people that showed up from the flyer that I posted, that I was going to be on this show.
Maybe they listen to this show.
They wanted pictures, which is totally fine.
Yeah, absolutely. It's cool.
However, I do feel like there should be like just an awareness that dudes have that, hey, you probably shouldn't approach a woman when she's walking to her car in the dark.
Yeah, it's a little weird. A little off-putting.
For pictures. Yeah. While also in a group of men.
Right. Well, also when out in front of the theater, there was a large gathering of people where that would have been an appropriate place to
absolutely
meet and greet.
It was well lit.
Right.
It was well lit. That's the place to do a meet and greet.
Yeah.
I was walking to my car.
Yeah.
Down a questionable street.
It wasn't super well lit.
No. And a group of guys approached me. And granted, there was a man that was walking me to my car because he had seen the way these guys were interacting with me in the theater. By the way, I've already taken pictures with these guys.
In the theater?
In the theater.
And they wanted more outside.
And so the photographer just kind of like had his radar up and was like, hey, someone needs to walk you to your car. And photographer's a lovely guy.
Yes.
But he was not going to
fight off 3 dudes.
No, it was 4. He was not going to fight off 4 dudes.
Yeah.
And right about that time, I happened to like check, like as like the group of guys approached us, I was like looking around, and I heard your voice out of the corner of my like, we're Jen.
Yeah.
And I've never been more relieved to see a 15-year-old kid that is 6 foot walking down the sidewalk with his dad
and his man-child father.
Exactly, his man-child. I'm like, okay, at least we've
No, even the numbers.
We've evened the numbers. Now this is.
Well,
I
saw you going
fight.
around the corner, and I saw you going with a dude that I didn't know the photographer, so I just saw a dude. Yeah. So that kind of like, okay, well, I don't know who that is. So I yelled for you before you went around the corner, but you didn't hear me.
Nope.
And I was like, all right, well, let's go, Colton, because I just wanted to get back, because I knew it was a long, creepy walk to the parking garage, because I just done that walk. So Colton, I hauled ass around the corner, and I saw you down there. That's why I yelled your name. And you
were like, oh.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's one of those things, too, where when it's happening, like my alert's up, obviously, and I'm like, oh, this is weird.
Yeah.
But I'm not panicking yet.
Right.
Until I get home and I realize, oh, that was a really unsafe situation that happened.
It's just weird.
Yeah.
I mean, chances are it wasn't unsafe, 98%, but there's that 2% where it's just kind of weird, where like,
dude,
you're in a bad situation.
I once had a comic tell me when we were writing jokes together, he's like, Jen, you are very smart. But he's like, and I don't mean this the wrong way. He's like, but you are highly kidnappable. And I was like, what does that mean? And he's just like, you just, for someone who's been through as much shit as you've been through, you just don't have a good threat detector.
Right.
Of like, hey, this probably isn't good.
Right.
We're just like, oh, it's fine. They just want pictures.
Well, like you look at people, you don't automatically assume the worst of everybody.
I never want to. I always want to assume.
But you have to assume the worst of the environment you're in. You don't like the people in the environment. You don't have to assume necessarily are bad people. But if you're walking down a dark road, you have to assume that's a bad environment to be in.
Yeah, like when you're walking through a haunted house, those characters are not great people.
No, they're
but
not
like
great
outside,
people.
They're probably
right. They're fine.
Yeah,
but in
Dracula's
that environment,
probably great.
Yes, you have to assume the people within the sketchy environment are also sketchy.
But I've had a something weird happen after a show in Florida, like a big theater show, and this guy walked up to me in a parking lot. I'm by myself. I shouldn't have been leaving the venue. I shouldn't have been leaving
those parking lots by yourself.
I shouldn't have been leaving the venue by myself in the dark. But I was like, but it was an employee parking lot that was gated, and it was supposed to have security. Security had already left for the night. Naturally. And so I was walking out there, and this guy walked up to me and he goes, hey, Jen.
Oh, that's do you have your necklace on?
No.
Okay. It's just no, your parents are fucking with you again.
I had earrings that had my name on them. I had every piece of jewelry that had my name on it, by the way. It was a very 90s situation.
Okay.
But no, I didn't have anything like that on. This guy came up to me and he goes, hey, can you give this to the person I was headlining for? I mean, I was featuring for the guy that was headlining. And I was like, yeah, sure.
Right.
You know, and I was like, okay. And he's like, make sure he gets this.
Weird.
Yeah.
Even weirder.
He's like, I need to make sure he gets this.
Okay.
And he just kept repeating that. And I was like, okay. And I ran back inside. And apparently he followed me back into the building.
What?
Yes. And I passed it off to the headliner's management. And I was like, here you go.
Right.
I don't know what is in this. I'm like, but it was very sketch, and now I do not want to go back outside. I'm going to be in my dressing room. Someone needs to walk me to my car.
What?
And apparently it was like a notebook full of jokes, but the guy got really mad because I was like, did you give the notebook to the headliner? And the manager was like, oh no, I threw it away. And I guess the guy went to the meet and greet and asked the headliner if I'd given him the notebook.
Oh my God.
Like he was that dead set on making sure that this guy got his notebook full of jokes. And then he proceeded to write me crazy shit on Instagram about how I lied and I didn't give him and he was like, I'm going to find you. It was
what
insane.
The fuck?
Yeah. He goes and he's like, I didn't follow you into the building. Like, what's wrong with you? Are you schizo? And it's like, takes one to know one, maybe.
Wow.
I don't know. But yeah. It's just scary being a woman.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like if that happened to you, you'd be like, this is bizarre.
Yes.
But when you're small.
I wouldn't feel physically like in trouble.
Exactly.
Unless they pulled something.
Yeah. But there's a size differential and a strength differential, obviously, when it comes to stuff like that. Anyways, all I'm asking is like, just don't be weird. If you want photos, I'll take them. But just.
Don't do it. Well, don't wait in a weird alley street situation. Yeah, do it in front of everybody.
The lighting's terrible. Like that's honestly, I don't want a bad picture.
I just don't want a bad photo. Yeah, and you had a photo in the theater, which much better lighting.
You don't need a photo of me in your trunk.
Don't need the proof of life shot.
Oh man. Well, this has been a dark episode.
It has been. Kidnapping, school shootings.
This is the perfect Halloween episode.
Yeah, it is. A month early.
Yeah. Listen, it's the season.
'Tis the season.
Should we just keep it rolling and do Florida Man?
Yes. Just end it with Florida Man.
Let's go. All right. I'm sorry if I brought the show down today, guys.
Didn't.
I feel like it was more suspenseful.
I brought it down with the school shooting stuff, and then that led into kidnapping.
No, I feel like this became an episode of Forensic Files. And Jen was never seen from again.
Ever.
And Alex continued to win.
We only found the necklace that said Jennifer, the only way to identify her body.
Oh, fuck off. Oh, thank God they left the neck. By the way,
all that was found was the neck.
By the way, Alex, people are keeping score.
Yeah, somebody
home.
kept score.
Yeah, someone went back and looked at it, and we're actually pretty tied. You're not winning like you.
Well, what's pretty tied? Hold on. What's pretty
tied?
Hold on.
I have the. I think I
you
sent
texted
Jen.
it to me. Yeah, and I was like, thank God, someone's actually keeping score. This isn't like a little league football game.
This is from a listener or viewer at team-KT9WB. I don't know who that's.
Really thought through that name, buddy.
You need a better handle.
But thanks for the views.
Thank you. Went back in the videos. The score is 10-7. Jen versus both you guys.
Yeah,
Mark
that's
and
what's
Alex.
up. Mm-hmm.
Mark has 2, and Alex has 5.
Okay.
Okay, I feel better now. I was about to go off on Mark. Just straight up right now.
Well, that technically means
Mark, you're bringing down our average.
If Alex has 5 and Jen has 10 wins, that's 5-5. So this is the rubber match.
Oh.
Technically.
So it's pretty tied.
Because if it's 10-7 and he's got 5 and Mark has 2.
So wait, I'm playing both of them
separately? I'm just saying.
I'm happy to play. You want to go 5?
It's 5 of 5. It's 5-5.
You guys are making
between
you
guys
are making these fucking rules up as we go along. This is like playing,
I mean, you're boat racing Mark, but Alex, it's 5-5.
This is like playing Chutes and Ladders against a child keeps changing the rules.
There's been 1 tie and then 8 instances of both being wrong. But technically, as far as rights, you both have 5 right.
Comment section. I'm glad you guys are keeping them honest.
Jeez.
So here we go. The rubber match, the big showdown between Alex and Jen. Florida Man Friday. I read Jen Sturger 3 Florida Man headlines, 2 real, 1 fake. She has to tell me what is the fake Florida Man headline. Alex will be putting up his 5-win.
Mark's bringing me down, though. Just
you need a new tag partner. That's the problem.
That's what I need. I need a new engineer in here.
You got to fucking Shawn Michaels him.
That's crazy.
You got to kick him through
sorry.
Does he even try? Does he even try?
You got to fucking Marty Jannetty him through the plate glass window.
I'm going to talk to him today. He's coming in today. I'm going to talk to him today.
All right, here we go. 5-5, the rubber match. This is huge. Florida man demands trial, says cheesy combo snacks don't have enough cheese. Florida man arrested for smacking officer with Stanley Cup after breaking into church. Florida man steals cop car to make it to court in time.
Give me these one more time.
Florida man demands trial, says cheesy combo snacks don't have enough cheese. Florida man arrested for smacking officer with Stanley Cup after breaking into church, which feels like that was written with a Mad Lib. And then finally, Florida man steals cop car to make it to court on time.
Dang.
Oh.
The Stanley Cup's got me going. I was like, there's no ice in Florida, so there can't be hockey, right?
Actually, the Tampa Bay Lightning and the
there is hockey. How dare you?
They've won the last several Stanley Cups. The Tampa Bay Lightning, and then what's the other one? The Predators.
Dang,
Predators. Yeah,
but it's not that kind of Stanley Cup, is it?
I don't know. It's not those kind of Predators either. Just to clarify,
I mean
that would be a on-point mascot, to be honest.
The Predators.
It's just a dude with no pants.
That's their logo. The pantsless dude.
I think Florida is the only place that would actually hear any case. So the first one for me.
You think the first one is fake?
Yeah.
Cheesy combo
I'd be mad
snack.
too, though.
He didn't have a case. He just demanded a case.
I'd be mad too, and I'd want to talk to a judge about something.
Well, you think that's the fake one?
You think that's the fake one?
What do you think is the fake one? Remember, 5-5.
I think stealing the cop car is
the fake one?
Yes.
Your winner of the 5-5 rubber match, Jen Sturger, takes a lead.
Nice.
So here's the problem, Alex. Here's where you tripped up. you do know that there's another kind of Stanley Cup, right?
Yeah, that's what I was asking.
No, but like, yeah, it's the wording of it. You know, like you thought it was the hockey Stanley Cup. It's that dumb Stanley Cup that people are like going nuts over. That it's just like, it's just a cooler cup, dudes. You know what I mean? But he was imagining like the Stanley
actual trophy.
Which, by the way, that would knock someone the fuck out.
You couldn't smack someone with that. Fucking kill them.
All right, I'm back on top.
You're back on top, 6'5". Now it's 6'5", Alex.
Yeah.
I'll catch up.
Next week.
Yeah. Done.
We'll give you a chance.
Done. No more Mark episodes, though.
Eddie, where can people find you?
You can find me at Eddie Pence on all the socials or eddiepence.com.
And on my emergency contact list.
Yes, from now on.
And you can find me at Jennifer Sturger on all the social guys and my website. It's brandarmy.com/Jennifer Sturger. Go check that out, please, because I have cats to feed. If you're into that sort of thing. Anyways, my dates are coming up. I've got a bunch of tour dates.
There you go.
Eddie and I might be coming to the East Coast too.
Hopefully.
And I will be performing in the New York Comedy Festival.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's
yes,
awesome.
I'm co-headlining with one of my girls. I'm really excited about it. And that's going to be on November 9th. So Eddie and I should have a show coming up on the East Coast, possibly two. And yeah, comedy's rolling around right now. I'm really enjoying it. So, guys, keep sharing us. You're doing such a great job. You're growing the show. We are so grateful. We're almost getting up into swings and misses numbers.
We are. Spread it. Spread the YouTube clips. Spread the audio. Spread it all.
Don't use any protection.
Just fuck it. It's the 80s, man. Just spread it.
We love you guys so much. Thanks for checking us out on another episode of Not Today.